family picked me up at the airport with a cardboard sign that read, "Welcome to Germany, Becca." They were really kind, but my host brother Klaus rolled his eyes at me when I asked him why Europeans use military time. I couldn't help but notice he was cute, but his rudeness mostly distracted me from that observation. Everything felt unfamiliar and confusing. I didn't understand how the windows in the house worked, how to set the thermostat, or why my clothes came out crispy after washing. I began to feel very homesick. I missed my parents, my siblings, Salt and Pepper, my cozy bedroom, even my school. But I told myself that I'd try to enjoy the experience to the best of my ability. I had worked so hard to get here, and I wasn't going to waste all that money and sacrifice. The next morning at the breakfast table before school, Klaus joined me and stuffed scrambled eggs into his mouth like he hadn't eaten in days. I barely nibbled at mine. "Why don't you refrigerate your eggs here?"
You really know nothing about Germany, do you?
"It's just a question. And why does Germany use Celsius and not Fahrenheit?"
Let's go. We're gonna be late for school.
He drove us to school every morning, and I pestered him with questions about his home country. His cold demeanor melted a bit, and he started actually answering my questions, and even started asking me some questions back. I couldn't help but notice how attractive he looked in his knit sweaters that emphasized his pronounced biceps.
So, do you really refrigerate your eggs in America? How unusual.
And the grocery store even designates people to bag our groceries.
If I come to America, would you be my one-on-one tour guide? I need to see this for myself.
I'd love to show you around. I couldn't tell if he was flirting with me or not. Was he making eye contact? I was pretty sure he was, and I had to admit, I didn't mind it. School was a mixed bag. Learning German with a tutor was difficult. It felt like I was born with the wrong tongue. But I studied each night and began to master the basics. I even had a short conversation with the bus driver in German about the weather, which was exciting. At lunch one day at school, Klaus handed me the house keys and told me he wouldn't be able to take me home as usual. He had to study with a few friends for a math test. I told him it was fine, but I ended up taking the wrong train home and ended up in a totally different city. I called him, and he had to pick me up instead of studying. I'm so sorry, truly.
That was my only time to study. I can't fail. I've been so busy with swim practice. You're ruining everything.
I'm sorry. I'm still learning how to navigate here. I don't know my way around yet. When we got home, I couldn't find the keys he gave me. It was pouring, and we had to stand in the rain till his parents got home. He was clearly upset, but remained silent. I vowed to myself I'd master the German public transportation system after that. Later that night, he knocked on my door in his pajamas. I opened it. "Yeah?"
I'm here to apologize. You didn't get lost on purpose. You're not from here, and I was rude. Can you accept my apology?
"No worries. All is forgiven." He cracked a smile that made me feel like melting ice cream on a hot summer's day. "Do you need a study buddy?"
Actually, I'd appreciate that.
We spent the night on the couch. I quizzed him with flashcards, and then we spent the rest of the night just laughing and talking and sharing stories. It was so romantic, but I wasn't sure if he still just saw me as a friend. The girls were really nice to me. They asked me to sit with them at lunch, but often they'd speak German really quickly, and I had no idea what was going on. The whole experience made me admire Lena even more. She didn't seem to be fazed when she had been in America. She had adapted quickly, yet I felt like I was majorly struggling. I felt like a baby. I called Lena. "Was it scary for you to live in the States?" "Of course, but you're building strength and resilience. You can do this. I'm proud of you, and I know we'll reunite one day." Talking to Lena always made me feel better. She also was certain that Klaus had feelings for me. After the call, I went to the kitchen for some tea, and Klaus came running into the kitchen with a huge grin on his face. He showed me his test. He had aced it. Oh my gosh, congrats! Klaus hugged me, and I hugged him back, and my heart was beating out of my chest.
I wouldn't have aced it without you.
No problem. Happy to have helped.
I actually have